The restoration of the gospel of Jesus Christ began with Joseph Smith and the first vision, and has continued into the 21st century. From the first Sunday meeting to now, a variety of church organizations have been founded to foster religious education for all church members. The first of these institutions that was established was the priesthood. In the Conference of 1830, the first four offices of the priesthood were re-established: deacon, teacher, priest, and elder. This was after the keys of the Aaronic priesthood were restored by John the Baptist in Harmony, Pennsylvania. These keys and responsibilities for this priesthood were the administering of angels, baptism, and teaching the gospel of repentance. In 1831, the law of consecration was established with a commandment to make all things common. In this law, all possessions of the church members would be collected and evenly distributed amongst all. To facilitate this work, an office was established known as the bishop. The first bishop was Edward Partridge. Today, although we no longer practice all things common, we have bishops to direct and act as a judge for our respective wards and be the heads of the Aaronic priesthood. The first presidency was established with Joseph Smith as president, and Sidney Rigdon and Jesse Goss as counselors in 1832. Their duties were, and still are, to officiate in all offices of the church and to make righteous decisions for all. The president is the presiding high priest over the high priesthood and holds all of its keys that are upon this earth. The next office to be re-established was in 1833, when Joseph Smith Sr. was called to the office of presiding patriarch. This office includes all high priesthood duties, as well as being ordained a prophet, seer, and reveille. In the LDS Church, presiding patriarchs were discontinued in 1979, but the office still continues to serve on stake levels in providing patriarchal blessings to the members. In 1834, the first High Council was created, which included Joseph Smith Sr., Joseph Coe, John Smith, John Johnson, Martin Harris, John S. Carter, Jared Carter, Oliver Cowdery, Samuel H. Smith, Orson Hyde, Sylvester Smith, and Luke S. Johnson. These 12 men were high priests who had the responsibility to administer in spiritual things. Lastly, the 70 in 1835. Their duties were to serve as special witnesses of Christ, proclaim the gospel, and build up the church throughout the world. They work under the direction of the Quorum of the 12 Apostles. While the priesthood had a variety of tiers that needed to be ordained of God and re-established, the Relief Society was much less complicated. In February of 1842, a few Nauvoo women met together to form a women's society to help sew shirts for temple workers. When Joseph Smith observed this activity, he invited them to become organized within the church. Because of this, they abandoned their plans for an independent society with a constitution and bylaws. 2 weeks later, the society was established in a meeting. A presidency was unanimously voted upon as follows: Emma Smith, President; Sarah M. Cleveland, Counselor; Elizabeth Ann Whitney, Counselor; Eliza R. Snow, Secretary; Phoebe M. Wheeler, Assistant Secretary; Elvira A. Coles, Treasurer. After discussion in that very same meeting, the name Female Relief Society was decided upon. By March 1844, a total of 1,331 women had enrolled as members, most of them joining the first year. The record of the Female Relief Society of Nauvoo ended on the 16th of March in 1844. A decade passed before Relief Society meetings resumed in the Salt Lake Valley. The purpose of the original Relief Society was to provoke the brethren to good works and looking to the wants of the poor, searching after objects of charity by strengthening the virtues of the female community. This still stands mostly true today, as women help other women grow in the gospel and come closer to Christ. From there, the auxiliaries of the church were formed. In 1867, the prophet appointed George Q. Cannon as general superintendent of the Sunday school, and within a few years, the Sunday school was a permanent part of the church organization. In 1869, President Young began giving formal instruction in modest living to his daughters. He expanded this counsel to all young women in 1870 with the formation of the Retrenchment Association, which was originally focused on teaching how to cut out excesses. This was the beginning of the Young Women's Organization. The formation of the Young Men's Organization followed shortly thereafter in 1875. Lastly, the first primary was begun in Farmington, Utah in 1878. By the mid-1880s, a primary had been organized in almost all Latter-day Saint settlements. The primary has grown to include millions of children throughout the world, who are blessed by the gospel instruction, music, and associations they enjoy each week.